today, I went to Nashville yesterday. It's about a 2-hour drive. I went up there for a concert and just kind of made a day of it. I dropped my son off for Granny Day at my in-laws, and I headed up there. And with the idea of hitting up a couple of fabric stores, I am wanting to get back into making clothes. I've done that off and on for the last 10 years. I've never really stuck with it long enough to be good at it. So I'll like make 2 or 3 things and then wear it for a little while, and then I'm like, meh, and I move on. I've never been a real big clothing fan. That's not what this video is about. I'll go more into that with the next video, which will be a plans video for what I'm going to do with all the fabric. Okay, so my first stop was Textile Fabrics. Put up a picture. And I looked them up before I went because it's really the very first fabric store I ever went in. And this has been many years ago, probably 20 years ago, where I was wanting to start making my own clothes. I had my mother with me, and she just balked at the prices. And back then, I remember I got 3 yards of a really pretty cotton print, and it was like $12 a yard, and that was like a lot. That was expensive. My mother was like, I can't believe you're paying that. That's crazy. Whatever. So, she was a quilter, so she knew, what prices were, but so that's kind of my memory is tied to this place. So I was like, okay, well, I'll be up there. Let's go there. Well, when I looked them up, they are actually closing down, isn't everybody? And they had like a retirement sale. And so their deal was 3 yard minimum. They didn't have a whole lot left, but I got 2 things. 3 yard minimum was 80% off. So if I have my little tag here, if I would, and I got 3 yards of a linen cotton with this cute print, leaf print on it. I thought high-waisted, wide leg pants for springtime. And then 2 yards, because that's all, this was the end of bolt. And so if it was end of bolt, you got the 80% off. If I would have paid full price for these 2 things, and this is like a textured, just knit fabric in a mustard yellow color. If I would have paid full price, you're looking at $90 for 3 yards and 2 yards of fabric. $90, but I ended up paying and so it was $90 and 80% off of that. So like $20, a little under, something like that. So, yeah, so about $20. And I got a good kind of starter fabric to try out making my own clothes again. I'll go into detail on my next video. I'll have a plans video coming up next where because I kind of have a good idea of what I want to make out of all these fabrics. So, yeah, next video will be plans video, and that will go into detail of everything. I'm just kind of showing you what I got and what I spent. Okay, so my next stop was the S.M.A.R.T arts and craft store. I'll put the picture. I've talked about them a few times. Actually, this quilt right here on my son's bed, I made for him, and I got all the fabric from that store. So, including the backing fabric and everything was from there. When they had a really good deal going on. They have sales all the time. And actually, they didn't have a sale yesterday, and that's why I wanted to go there yesterday, because their sales, they are busy. And they have a lot of stuff to look at. It's kind of overwhelming. So I kind of wanted to go on a non-sale day, just so I can really peruse and take my time. It worked out great. I spent $30 total. $5 of that was an organizer bin. And so fabric-wise, I spent $25 there. And I got all of this there. So they have free bins that they have outside. So, and I always hit that up first, and then I take whatever I get there to my car, and then I go in and shop. So, free bin. They had a lot of the quilting. I get this, or I was getting this. I love this. And actually, this quilt came from the, what's it called? American Patchwork and Quilting magazine. Not this one, but you know, that subscription came from there. I'm working on 2 quilts that are from the magazine. I really enjoy this magazine. I don't get it as a subscription anymore because I am using my library cards to use Libby and Hoopla and that kind of thing, so I can get them with that, but I am keeping my magazines that I have. But anyway, I picked these up because they were free, and I figure I'll kind of look through them, and if there's some that I don't want to keep, I'll put them in the consignment sale that I have coming up. And I will be doing a video on all the stuff, craft supplies I'm going to be putting into this consignment sale that I'm going to be doing in about a month. So anyway, so I picked up a bunch of free quilting magazines. Kind of show you here. It's just, most of them are the same ones, but there's a few other ones. So I thought that was kind of neat. Okay, and then also in the free bin, was just this little, it was free, and I had no plans for it anyway, or anything, but I just thought it was cute. Okay. And they had this really cool, well, how much stretch? Okay. I don't know that it has stretch. I don't think it has stretch. I think it's just like a polyester. It's kind of heavy, but it still make really cute pants or even overalls or something, you know? There's this really pretty wine purpley color. I really like it. It's got the little texture to it. There's quite a bit. So, about 1.5 yards of it. And then this really cool, just big scrap of, I'm guessing it's like, yeah, it's just a vinyl, but it's really like drapey and soft. I don't know what I'll do with it either, but they were free and kind of in my color palette, which is something I'm trying to do this round of making my own clothes, is staying in my color palette. So I am in autumn. I had my colors done. This is gonna age me pretty bad, but I had my colors done in middle school for my I feel like it was like 8th grade, so almost high school, for a fashion merchandise class that I had. Was it 8th grade? Maybe it was 9th grade. I feel like it was straight up middle school. Fashion merchandise class that I took, and you had your colors done. And we did like makeovers in that class to learn about makeup. Yeah, so I'm trying to kind of stick to that color palette now. It's the colors that I wear, except for today, I'm wearing black. It's colors I wear anyway, so it shouldn't be that hard. So, okay, that was in the free bin. And then I picked up just a couple of random patterns. This really has nothing to do with clothing, but I'll show it anyway, because it was super cheap. You see the price on there? $0.25. And this is just a cute little embroidery. It's got all the reindeer on it, and it comes with the floss. I thought that was cute. And then the other two was Halloween. This is a little Halloween quilt. I thought that was just so cute. Again, it was $0.25. And this was a really good find. Look at this. I kind of want to start this like now. It's a big project, but look how fun. Little quilt, Halloween quilt, that's applique. And again, it was a quarter. And normally it was 40 bucks. But it's got the whole, I mean, it's not a kit or anything, obviously, but I'm kind of wanting to start this really soon. Like gather my supplies and stuff. So, super cute, yeah? Okay. Back to the clothing. Okay. Where to begin? Did I tell you what I paid? 20 bucks? Okay, so they have, at least, okay, so their normal price for fabric and how it works is they do by pound, because they have so much. And usually, I want to say it's $10 a pound, which is about $3 a yard. Very good deal. Yesterday when I went, they had the quilting cotton, and they didn't have a whole lot out right then. It was $10 a pound, but the other general, what they call general fabric, which is everything outside of a quilting cotton, was $3 a pound. Now most of it was like winter, like heavier fabrics. You'll see that most of this is like heavier. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a good in-between spring, but that's just me. But $3 a pound. I ended up getting 8.5 pounds worth of fabric. So I paid 25 bucks for, let me just stack all this up for you, and then I'll go through it. 25 bucks for, pretty good. Thumbnail. So, yeah, we'll just go through. Again, I tried to pick stuff that was in my color palette of autumn. So this is just like a kind of a big remnant of just a really stretchy knit. I want to just make this really pretty, I don't know, fall yellow color. Be nice for me, yeah. Just a little t-shirt in this. And next is this. Now I actually do not wear white at all. I don't decorate with white stuff. I don't really like the color white. That's mainly because I can't wear bright white because it's not in my color palette. But this is a cream, and it's got some texture to it, and so it's not just white, like a sheet of paper. So it's actually cream. Hopefully it's kind of my color. I think it looks pretty good. And it's just this really nice knit. Now it is, I have this little pink vest, right? Little pink denim vest that I've never worn. And I went searching for, when it was cooler weather, searching for a just simple cream colored turtleneck, or even like a mock neck or something to wear underneath it. Kind of a, snug one. Couldn't find it. So, and this is pretty much what I was looking for, was just this cream colored, rib knit fabric. So I guess I'll just have to make me one. I'm thinking maybe bodysuit, because I like tucking my clothes in and wearing a belt, but I hate, having to move around and it gets untucked. So I'm thinking bodysuits are in my future. There's a lot of this fabric. It's in a tube. Does anyone know why this would be in a tube? Like, it's not sewn. Like, it's like from the factory. You can see the seam. It's a tube. Like, a tube. Any idea? I don't know. But there's at least 3 yards, maybe more, of that one. Super exciting. Next, we have very similar, but it is thinner. I like that this is a little bit thicker, especially for a bodysuit. because I won't have to worry about, you know, my bra showing through, or it just, clothes are getting thinner and thinner because they're cheaper, I guess, and it just, they don't last, you know. So now this dark green knit, which is my favorite color of anything to decorate with, to wear. I love dark green and it looks great on me. So I, of course, had to pick this up, and it's a thinner. See, you see, a little more see-through, but still just nice little rib knit situation. And it's probably 3 yards. So that's going to be really nice. I did get this off the bolt. You can cut your own fabric from the bolt, and it gets weighed just like the rest of it, unless it's quilting cotton. They keep it separate. So this was in a bolt. This is a double gauze. I have a double gauze shirt that I got from Walmart on clearance 1,000 years ago for $2, that I wear all the time. I love, love, love that shirt. So I thought, well, I probably need to make me another one. Make me one. Maybe a, I'm thinking maybe a seam work one like this one. Anyway, not a plans video yet. So I got 2 yards-ish. I didn't like really measure. I was just like, hey, roughly 2 yards. Okay. I mean, I measured, but I did like more. Anyway, I have this really pretty brown double gauze. It's, the coloring is much prettier in person than it's coming up on camera. Again, my color. And there's a really cool, very, very stretchy micro suede fabric. There's not a whole lot, but I thought, you know, I could make some kind of skimpy top with it, right? And then this, I'm not real sure what kind of fabric this is. It might just be a plain cotton curtain, but this is really pretty, you know, dark red, kind of like a brick red cottony fabric. I thought pants would be really good in that. So, I got this too, but this is not for clothes. This is for dollhouse stuff. So I won't go into details of that. So, again, 25 bucks. Okay, so, you know, this for 25 bucks, this was a little bit less than 20 bucks. And that, to me, is like a full wardrobe. So, I'm really excited. Like I said, next video will be plans video. Everything I plan to make. I'll pull out all of my patterns and that kind of thing, and we'll go over that. So, see you soon. Bye.